Hello everyone, I'm Doug Motes, and today we're going to be talking about water heater basics. I'm going to share a few tips with you that will keep your water heater functioning properly throughout the camping season and beyond.
Make sure your water heater and water pump is turned off. Turn off your LP gas by closing the valve on your tank. Make sure your coach is unplugged from shore power and all power is off. Turn off the water leading to your coach and then open up the faucet to the sink closest to the water heater in an effort to drain the tank.
Make sure you have your safety glasses. One of the problems you may experience at the campground is a clogged flue. This particular flue on your water heater has a tendency to attract bugs, or maybe even spider webs get clogged up in there. So what we recommend is to blow out your flue. You'll want to use some sort of an air hose to get the air inside of the flue to blow out all of the debris that's inside of it. It's also a good idea to blow out the chamber itself. We also encourage you to blow away from the orifice, as that could cause some clogging and lead to further problems down the road. So again, blow away from the orifice. If you hear this roaring sound from your water heater, that probably means that too much air is going through the airflow valve from your LP tank. So you're likely going to have to adjust that to reduce that roar. To do that, it's simply adjusting the airflow into the tank. So you loosen the set screw about a quarter of a way back, and then you slide that so that the flow itself is reduced. Proper flow for this particular tank would be mainly blue with just a little bit of yellow showing on the flame. That would be ideal, and of course it eliminates that roaring sound, and it will also reduce the likelihood that you'll see any charring or dark color on the top or outside of your coach. When you open your water heater compartment and you notice some leaking or some seeping of water out of your TMP valve or your pop-up valve, don't be concerned. That doesn't necessarily mean that the valve is defective. More than likely, air has been absorbed into the valve by the water itself. So what you need to do then is to open the pressure valve to allow for some air to get back into the valve. That will set that pocket back in there, and that will eliminate the dripping or the seeping. This is an Atwood water heater, and the Suburban water heater drains very similarly. We recommend that you do drain your water heater as a way to maintain your water heater when it's not in use. Now, before you do drain it, the drains plug for the Atwood is located right here. For the Suburban, it would be more towards the center and the bottom, but again, very similar. Before you open the actual valve, you would want to release your pressure valve to let out a little bit of that pressure, and you can leave that open during the actual removal. We're using a 15/16 socket and ratchet, and it needs to be long enough that it can actually get back towards the drainage plug. Go ahead and loosen up the drainage plug gradually, slowly, until we start to see the water drain out of the tank. Eventually, we'll go ahead and remove the plug completely, and we'll let that water drain completely out of the tank. If your water heater's been running, you want to stand back because the water could be hot as it drains from the tank. It's also probably a good idea to use some rubber gloves. Once you put your plug back on, you'll want to gradually tighten it until that it is hand tight. Then you're going to use your ratchet, once again, your socket and ratchet, to tighten it. You don't want to over tighten it, but you want it to be relatively snug. So once that you have your plug back into your water heater, it's important to remember to put your pop valve or your TMP valve back down, and that puts your water heater back in functioning mode. Be sure to check out some of our other JayCare videos, and thank you for being a part of our Jayco family.